months ago, the stars were aligned for LA. The Dodgers were a team of destiny.
2 outs in the ninth. The Dodgers 1 out away.
With dreams of starting a dynasty.
Here's the 1-2 pitch from Buehler.
Start the party, Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won the World Series!
Baseball's new Goliath has arrived. The Dodgers have doubled down like no World Series winner has done before. The richest payroll in history that's only gotten richer. And after a quarter century without a repeat champ, it's a season with a simple goal. Back-to-back or bust.
Simply magic!
On the opposite coast, star power and fireworks galore.
It is gone, a grand slam!
Pitching among the league's elites.
Swing and a miss, he got him!
No team has more postseason wins than the Phillies over the last 3 years. But in this town, close calls aren't going to cut it anymore.
And the Phillies walk it off here in the bottom of the ninth!
It's an early season test of two of baseball's best. Two clubs brimming with all-stars. Both with sky-high expectations. An April showdown with an October feel. Dodgers, Phillies, tonight on Friday Night Baseball. Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV Plus is presented by Chevrolet. It's a showdown in South Philly. Citizens Bank Park the setting. The reigning world champion Los Angeles Dodgers put their unbeaten start on the line against the Philadelphia Phillies. Shohei Ohtani and the Dodgers out to an unprecedented start. 8-0 to begin the season. A litany of all-stars in this game, including Bryce Harper and the Phillies, who would love nothing more than to make a statement against the reigning World Series winners. And we welcome you inside. Great to be with you. Alex Faust, Ryan Spielbergs, Tricia Whitaker here with you. What a matchup, what a setting here early in this baseball season.
I mean, to think about the future Hall of Famers that are playing behind us on a Friday night, a heavyweight bout in April maybe gives us a little bit of sense of what we're going to see in October. We know it's so early, but to know that behind us, this is probably the greatest collection of talent we have in tonight's game right now.
Should be a lot of fun. Now, amid all the storylines for the Dodgers, their payroll, their start defending the World Series title, you've got the biggest show in baseball. It is still Shohei Ohtani.
It is the age of Shohei Ohtani. He is baseball's unicorn. He is unprecedented. 3 career MVPs, including the first DH to ever win an MVP. He wasn't pitching last year. First 50-50 season that we saw a season ago set a franchise record for the Dodgers with 54 home runs. And by the way, the runs scored. But when you consider where he ranks, Dodgers franchise, Shohei Ohtani, 190 OPS plus, that's 90% better than league average, has him ahead of Mike Piazza, Pedro Guerrero. But what separates Ohtani from everybody else is the speed combination. On the bags last year, 59 stolen bases, nearly 94% success rate. That's ridiculous. We haven't even talked about him pitching. He's incredible.
He might get pitched in the next couple months here. What a start for the Dodgers. In the 122-year history of the World Series, no defending champion has gotten off to a better start, and they're only a couple wins shy of a franchise record for wins to start a season. So as much as Shohei Ohtani is the face of the Dodgers, Bryce Harper is still the face of the Phillies. And as great as his career has been, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame too. The one thing missing from his great resume is a World Series title.
No question, and he got really close a couple years ago. There will be a statue of Bryce Harper when it's all said and done former first overall draft pick back in 2010. He was the Rookie of the Year in 2012. Won a National League MVP with the Nationals and then won one with the Phillies. When you're watching him play, what we admire about him is just the constant grind that he's always on. He never takes a night off. That's why I think Philadelphia has bought into him. He has that blue-collar attitude, but also he's one of the league's best. Since he has been around Major League Baseball, he has turned into one of the best left-handed hitters in the game. And then since 2019, at Citizens Bank, nobody hits better than Bryce Harper except for Aaron Judge in Yankee Stadium.
We know this as well. Bryce Harper drags his teammates into the fight. And they're going to need some of these guys to play at their best because, in all likelihood, for the Phillies to get back to the World Series, they're probably going to have to go through Los Angeles to do it. Remember, a couple of these guys are also free agents at the end of the season, so who knows what the future may be for this Phillies team. Phillies and Dodgers haven't met in the postseason in more than a decade. Might this be the year? A hint of what's to come, perhaps. Ohtani and Harper, Betts and Turner. We kick off this highly anticipated three-game series next.
A ball to right field. She is gone! Gibby, meet Freddie.
Welcome back to Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV+. Well, what a flashback to the World Series for Freddie Freeman. We know throughout the playoffs he was off to a slow start, but once those World Series games hit, he kicked it into high gear, and it was especially impressive because he was battling those injuries. But look at the numbers comparatively between the NLDS and the NLCS and then the World Series. He was battling through that ankle injury that actually happened in September. But one thing we know about Freddie Freeman, the man can play through things. He is a warrior, but he's only human. And that right ankle that you're going to see injured right here flared up again in the offseason. An MRI in December showed the need for surgery. Then his ribs flared up in Japan. And guess what? On Monday, he re-injured his ankle in a shower shower accident. And yesterday, the Dodgers actually placed him back on the 10-day IL. When I spoke with Dodgers manager Dave Roberts, he told me, listen, we hope that this will be a short stint. We do expect it will be, and we think that we will see him back on April 11th when the Dodgers are facing the Cubs at home. Roberts said it was just one of those freak accidents. The normal shower wasn't working, so he used the other shower with one of those old school bathtubs and just simply tripped over it with his ankle. So tough luck for Freddie Freeman, but they are certainly hoping it is a short-term IL stint. Around the corner, we're going to have much more for you here from Philly as the Dodgers and the Phillies face off. We've got a good one for you.
Welcome back to Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV Plus, presented by Chevrolet, along with the 7-year Major League veteran Ryan Spilborghs. Trisha Whitaker down to the field. Alex Faust here with you. Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. Trisha downstairs with the Dodgers' Teoscar Hernandez.
All right, thanks, Alex. Teoscar, this group right now, 8-0, 6 comeback wins. Mookie Betts just described this group to me as resilient. Is that what you've seen to start the season?
Yeah, I mean, we're putting together good at-bats. I think that's been the key. The bullpen has been there. Every time the starters not doing the job that they want to do, the bullpen step up and we, take good at-bats, score some run here, there, and then tie the game and score more runs.
This matchup, we could very well see this matchup in October. What excites you about playing in this game, in this atmosphere?
The Phillies, they're a really good team, close to our team. They have pitching, they have the lineup. It's going to be a good one. Excited for this one.
Yeah, heard it from Teoscar. Thank you so much. It's going to be a good one. Good luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Guys?
All right, Trisha. We'll see if this is a preview of what's to come in October and what magic might be in store for that man at the top of the Dodgers lineup. Starting lineup sponsored by BetMGM. Dodgers lineup featuring Shohei Ohtani, who hit 12 homers against left-handed pitchers last year. That was the second most in baseball for left-handed batters. Key today because he faces a lefty in Jesus Luzardo. We talked about this coming into the day, Spilly, that Philadelphia has a good rotation. And then you add this guy to the mix who has some upside. How great can it be?
It's going to be great for the Philadelphia Phillies, especially with Ranger Suarez being hurt. I don't think when the Phillies got Jesus Luzardo, they always knew that they got great arm talent. They also have an extra year of control. But let's give you spill the beans for it today. Ding, ding. Little Rocky paying homage to that. For Luzardo, the fastball is as good as it comes. So it's one of the hardest throwing lefties in the sport. And then keep moving forward. It's not a matter of how hard you get hit, but it's how hard you keep moving forward. And for Luzardo, it really has been about this new sweeping slider. The sweeper. StatCast is powered by Google Cloud. I'll give you an idea of Luzardo's stuff. His last outing against the Washington Nationals, 11 punch-outs. He's always had a wipeout slider, but now he added a sweeper, a little bit more depth to lefty, and then he add on top a big, big fastball.
Phillies have won each of their last 3 series against the Dodgers. LA defeating the Chicago Cubs twice in Japan. They swept Detroit. They swept Atlanta this week with Shohei Ohtani's walk-off Wednesday, an exclamation point to an unprecedented start. There is only one unbeaten team remaining in baseball. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers. Jesus Luzardo ready to go against Shohei Ohtani. And the first pitch is in there against the reigning unanimous MVP in baseball. Ball 1 to Ohtani. Two 2-0 from Luzardo, making his second start for Philadelphia since he was acquired by Miami from Miami in December. There's a strike. 98.
The key for any pitcher going up against either Dodgers or Phillies is strike one. You have to pound the strike zone.
Popped up by Ohtani. Left side, Max Kepler jogging in. And he'll make the catch. Kepler, of course, moving from right field to left as he was acquired by Philadelphia in the offseason. Take a look at the defense for Philadelphia here with Kepler in left, Brandon Marsh in center, Nick Castellanos in right. Alec Boehm at third, Trey Turner at short, Bryson Stott at second, Bryce Harper at first, and JT Realmuto behind the plates. Here's Mookie Betts. And Betts rolls one to second. Stott is there. 2 gone. Mookie still trying to get back after that really tough illness that sidelined him, sent him back prematurely from Japan to LA to try to recuperate before the season.
Yeah, but when it comes to Mookie Betts, what makes him so special, he loves to play. He's a gamer. You know he's going to be out there even if he is down 20 pounds.
He was still hitting 300 coming into the day on the short sample size. First pitch swinging for Tommy Edman. What a story this guy was last year. Acquired by the Dodgers. Andrew Friedman in the Dodgers front office said he had been trying to find a way to bring him over from St. Louis the last couple of seasons. And wound up as the NLCS MVP. Dave Roberts giving him incredible praise. The best utility man he's ever had.
That's saying something. Dodgers have had some really good utility players since Dave Roberts has been there. Chris Taylor's probably the most obvious one, Kike Hernandez. But Tommy Edman is a switch hitter.
Bats from the right side and puts this one foul. Edman already has 4 homers on the season. Last year, 6 of them in 37 games. There was a spurt right after he arrived in Los Angeles. And he said that it even surprised him. He didn't know he had that kind of power.
Well, the nickname Tommy has received from his teammates is Tommy Tanks.
Yeah. If he keeps hitting them like that. 1-2 from Luzardo, and it's lashed foul. Part of the Dodgers' story is their depth and having a player like Tommy Edman to slot in really wherever they need. Available after wrist surgery prior to last season, and he pops this one foul. Drifting towards the seats. Right wrist surgery prior to last year. He was rehabbing that, and then he had an ankle injury right before
the trade deadline when St. Louis went into sell mode. Dodgers pulled the trigger on the trade anyway. And he's just proven to be an incredible asset to this club. 4 fouls this at bat. And he takes strike 3. 98 from Luzardo, might have been off the inside edge. Edman has a word, but it's a 1-2-3 first for Luzardo. Phillies lineup. As we give you the starting lineups presented by BetMGM. Phillies featuring Kyle Schwarber in the leadoff spot. 417 his batting average against the Dodgers last year, including 6 homers. He'll take on Yoshinobu Yamamoto. First career start against the Phillies. Career high 10 strikeouts last Friday in a win over Detroit. The Dodgers have won each of his last 9 starts, Bill.
Well, it's pretty amazing when you're watching Yamamoto's second year with the Dodgers, but in his time in the NPB, he was incredible. He was 70-29 in 7 seasons with the Oryx Buffaloes. He comes over to the States, and he's almost just as dominant.
There's been a bit of a discussion around Philadelphia, what they want to do with the leadoff spot. Spring training, the Phillies experimented moving Trey Turner into the leadoff spot in place of Kyle Schwarber. Turner led off on opening day, but it's Schwarber there here today against the righty Yamamoto.
Well, the interesting part with Kyle Schwarber, I mean, he doesn't profile as a leadoff hitter. Usually you like to see some stolen bases, but the power, 38 homers a year ago and over 100 walks.
Popped up. Back of the infield, left side. Betts gives way as Michael Conforto comes in to make the catch. Let's spill the beans on Yamamoto.
Well, watching Yamamoto, ganbate means to fight. And for Yamamoto, when you're watching players from Japan, they have a different cadence, a different rhythm. The stuff plays, and climb the steps for Yamamoto. You know, you go to the Philadelphia Museum of Art, you have to climb the steps, pretend you're Rocky. Well, this is a Rocky type lineup with the Philadelphia Phillies. Pay attention to the split finger.
Dials up 98 on the fastball there. We talked about it in the pregame show. That split finger has been used more and more by Yamamoto. Big focus for him this offseason. In fact, 8 of the 10 strikeouts he had in his first start this year came with that split finger.
Well, the amazing part too is Yamamoto for his career has always had reverse splits, meaning lefties hit him much, much better than righties.
Left side, base hit. It's off the glove of Miguel Rojas and becomes a one-out double for Trey Turner. His first extra base hit of the season.
It goes to show you, right-handers have hit Yamamoto much better than lefties, and this pitch just leaks out over the middle. Trey Turner has incredible bat-to-ball skills, and the Dodgers are familiar with him. He was with the Dodgers a couple of years ago. Massive trade, gets it right down the left field line, and it's an easy double for Trey Turner.
Took him a little while to find his sea legs here in Philadelphia, but we're talking about part of this cast around Bryce Harper. It's going to be important for Turner to have a big year as well to get the Phillies back to the World Series.
Well, after watching the Rockies take on the Phillies this last week, a lot of teams have been challenging Harper with more fastballs.
Whoa, there goes Turner. And this is thrown away into left field, and the Phillies will take the lead. Yamamoto saw it late, panicked, and threw it well behind Rojas. Turner all the way around to score.
Not the start you want for the Dodgers, but I love the pressure that Trey Turner puts on. Now, Turner's dead to rights, but he does the right thing. He's going to try to do a foot race to third base with Miguel Rojas and just force Yamamoto to make a good throw.
I thought Dave Roberts put it very well when we were talking. He expected that the team that comes out and punches the other in the mouth first would have the edge in this series. Rob Thompson similarly didn't feel like there was going to be much of a feeling out process.
No, and I love all the different analogies of these two teams jabbing, punching. I mean, we're in the city for it, right?
So with the bases empty, Harper takes inside, 3 balls and a strike, and you wonder, if that rattles a pitcher a little bit after a moment like that.
It can, but I can't imagine it rattling Yamamoto too much.
Stolen base, E1. As Harper swings through a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Turner, who had been dealing with some back spasms at the beginning of the year. The best career stolen base percentages. Harper strikes out as Yamamoto goes back to the heat. Let's show you the pitch arsenal for Yamamoto.
Well, the fastball is really electric, and beyond that, when you start layering certain pitches on top of each other, four-seam fastball about 40% of the time. We've seen a huge increase this year in the splitter, close to 35, curveball, a little bit of a cutter. You'll never see a slider. But I think as you're watching Yamamoto, he's just understanding this league a little bit better.
Whoa! There's Alec Bohm. Coming off an all-star campaign last year, starting third baseman in last year's all-star game. He's become a real clutch player for this Phillies team. Hovering in the top 10 all season long, actually leading the first half of the season, game-winning RBI in the National League. He finished 8th with 21 of them.
What's amazing about Bohm is he's 6'5", but really commands the strike zone well. A lot of the Phillies guys stay within the strike zone. They don't chase. But he has a short, compact swing for such a large body.
Bohm, bouncing ball left side. Rojas makes the throw across. And that does it for the Phillies, but a 1-0 lead for Philadelphia after the throwing error from Yamamoto.
Welcome back to Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV+. Well, Bryce Harper is one of us. And what I mean by that is that everybody loves the Fanatic. So does Harper. And the love only blossomed since he came to Philly. What do you do when you love someone? Well, you get a tattoo. So Harper got this forearm tattoo of the Fanatic riding his ATV. It's right between his right wrist and arm sleeve. And in the tattoo, the Fanatic is driving that ATV toward the outfield wall. Harper told me before the game, people can kind of see that as I swing, him driving off my arm. He said, I thought it looked pretty cool. Guys, I think it looks pretty cool too. What do you think?
Yeah, that's some nice ink over there. And he was showing off his Fanatic-themed cleats too earlier this week as a leadoff single here for Teoscar Hernandez as the Dodgers' first base runner.
I did joke with Bryce about with the Fanatic, when he leaves his ATV, visitors often will steal the key and then force the Fanatic to do something to earn the key back. That's something that Bryce has never done. He's never stolen the key from the Fanatic.
There are those cleats that we were talking about. A lot of stuff going on though with the cleats, and then with I think that's with the oven mitt for stealing bases. Got the little bandana there. Strike at the knees, 96 to Will Smith. 0-2. Harper, who still lives in South Jersey, regularly listens to WIP radio on his way into the ballpark. I mean, he was talking a lot about this year, Harper, that the whole celebration around the Super Bowl and the Eagles winning their title really drove home the motivation to win a World Series title for this city.
Whoa!
Well, watching Will Smith, if you talk to visiting pitchers or guys that take on this Dodgers lineup, Will Smith, they argue, is the toughest out.
Strikes out here. Luzardo, I don't know if he meant to elevate the slider like that, but it got a chase.
Yeah, out of the hand, this pitch is up, but Will Smith, I mean, he does stay within the strike zone. Sometimes you're watching this pitch come back to you as a right-handed hitter, and you end up making your swing decision late.
18 pitches, 13 strikes for Luzardo. There goes the runner from first. Pitch a strike, throw down, not in time. Hernandez, who had 12 stolen bases a year ago, nabbed second for his first stolen base this season.
It's really tough to run on JT Realmuto. He's one of the strongest arms and pop times in baseball, but Teoscar goes first movement. That's exactly what you want to do when you have a left-handed pitcher. You go the second his foot goes up.
Kike Hernandez behind 0-1. Ball on a strike. Another terrific postseason for Kike. Compared to the regular season in his career, his average jumps about 40 points, his slug up more than 100. Ball and 2 strikes. A little bit like Mookie Betts, he was dealing with a stomach illness coming out of the Tokyo series. Different situation from what we're told. Neither were connected. With Teoscar Hernandez at second. He takes on the changeup from Luzardo. See how the infield is shaded here. Harper playing midway. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Hernandez down on strikes. Third K for Luzardo.
Well, for a lot of Philly fans here in Philadelphia, it's the first chance to lay their eyes on Jesus Luzardo, and they're going to love him. This slider is a wipeout slider. Missed the last 2. You got punch outs of Will Smith and Kike. He's pitching it up in the zone. Usually you don't see sliders up in the zone. That could be a damage spot.
Six straight first pitch strikes from Luzardo after falling behind Ohtani to begin the game.
There's that big
0-2.
fastball. That's the pitch, Alex. Look, Garrett Crochet just signed a massive deal with the Boston Red Sox, but Crochet's fastball is below Luzardo's. I mean, really, this guy is the total package if he can stay healthy.
Oh, 2. Try to get him to chase the sweeper. Conforto off to a great start. 368 in the early going, 7 for 19. 4 doubles and a homer. Coming off a 20 home run campaign last year. Picked up on a 1-year deal by the Dodgers this offseason. Oh, 2 to 2 and 2. Chop first base side foul. Take a look at some of the additions the Dodgers made this offseason. Blake Snell, the headliner. Michael Conforto, he's a good player, former 30 home run hitter.
Yeah, he's tormented the Philadelphia Phillies for years as a Met, and then you also have the re-signing of Teoscar Hernandez, bringing Kike Hernandez back as well. And by the way, Clayton Kershaw will be a Dodger at some point this year.
Count runs full.
I mean, both these rosters are fully loaded. You go to a car dealership, you're like, where's the car that's fully loaded? They're like, there's this Dodgers one or the Phillies one. You can pick your color.
Limited special edition. And the Dodgers, we talked about this, their payroll just a hair under $400 million coming in, including the luxury tax, completely shattering the previous record. 8th pitch of the at-bat and a spoiled foul. And it's all because they know their window is right here, right now. They have the resources to do it, so why not?
Yeah, takes money to make money.
I was going to say, I know they make a lot on sponsorships and international revenue, too. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Conforto gone on strikes, and Luzardo has 4 Ks in the over going. 1-0 Philadelphia. Baseball on Apple TV Plus is presented by Chevrolet, the official vehicle of Major League Baseball. And sponsored in part by Fubo, live TV and sports without cable. Try for free at FuboTV.com. Alex. Faust, Ryan Spielberg, Patricia Whitaker here with you in Philadelphia. We got the drone up. Let's turn into a nice night here in early April. Dodgers and the Phillies. Game 1 of this 3-game set. First of 6 games between these two this season. Philadelphia went 5-1 against the Dodgers last year. That was the best win-loss record of any team against the Dodgers last season.
This is a really difficult place for a visiting team to come in and win the bank.
Max Kepler. 2-1.
It's always fun coming in as a visitor. It's always a hostile environment.
2-2 to Kepler.
But like, good hostile. If you ever want to have a good time, I always tell people come to a Phillies game and then go stand when the starter's warming up in the visiting bullpen.
On the ground for Kepler. Hernandez to his right. One gone here in the second. We were talking about the additions for the Dodgers. Philadelphia with Dave Dombrowski at the helm. Seemed like this team, with a couple of exceptions, maybe around the periphery, was very much betting on themselves, right?
Yeah, I mean, both these general managers and executives are going to be Hall of Famers. Dombrowski is going to be one because of his ability to take multiple teams to the postseason. You also check out this number for the Phillies since 2022. They have the most postseason wins without a title.
On the ground from Castellanos, 2 away.
I think the part about Dombrowski and Andrew Friedman is they also understand what culture means. They have built around players that love to play baseball. That is the separator that I've seen both when Dombrowski had his Marlins to the Red Sox. There was always something about the clubhouse culture where you could tell this group loved each other and that they loved to compete and play baseball as a group.
Well, right at the forefront of that is his chief recruiter in Bryce Harper, who's probably reeled in or closed as many deals as Dombrowski, it seems like, in the last couple of years. And this is scalded to right for a 2-out single by JT Realmuto.
Well, you got to keep an eye on Realmuto. He is a catcher, but he's a running catcher. You saw him get 2 stolen bases yesterday on a day game after a night game. You know how rare that is for a catcher? He has 98 career stolen bases. Beautiful swing. You talk about recruiting. Bryce Harper's contract has allowed Dombrowski, because of how favorable it is, to make sure they JT Realmuto.
A couple of free agents here for this Philadelphia team. Realmuto is one of them. I don't know if you can, we were debating this during the week, Billy, can you say with any certainty, oh, their window is closing? But you start to feel it, right?
Certainly do. And the Dodgers, their overall average age of their position player group is the oldest in baseball. 3rd oldest is the Philadelphia Phillies. It's not a bad thing. Usually when you have good free agent players, they're a little bit older. But to your point, there's no guarantee once a player reaches free agency that he re-signs with that team. Now, do I think Schwarber and Realmuto would love to be back in Philadelphia? Of course. Of course.
2 balls and a strike to Bryson Stott. Happy with this call.
Now, we haven't seen the curveball. We've seen a lot of fastballs from Yamamoto so far, not a lot of split fingers, not a lot of curveballs.
Two, and Stott is put away. Phillies strand a base runner, still up 1-0 here at the bank. Welcome back to Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV Plus, presented by Chevrolet. Alex Faust, Ryan Spilborg, Trisha Whitaker here with you in Philadelphia. Pleased to be joined by Bryce Harper down on the field live. Bryce, thanks so much for joining us. Jesus Luzardo back to work. I know national media, we make a big deal about a matchup like this early in the season against the defending champs. What's it like, target on the back of the other team?
Yeah, man, they're a great team. You know, winning the World Series last year, had a great series against the Yankees. They're well-rounded, obviously, and I expect them to, have a great year again this year.
Bryce, we heard you talk about after the Eagles won the Super Bowl, maybe a dedication to try to get over that hump. What does that look like for you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when you got other teams in your city winning stuff, you want to do the same thing. I got it. Jalen had such a great year. Obviously, Saquon had a great year. Had the boys playing over there, man. It was a lot of fun to watch, especially down that stretch in the playoffs. And, we root for each other and stuff like that. So hopefully we're going to be able to do the same thing they did. And, this city, there's nothing like it when we win, man. It's pretty electric. Yeah,
this place is crazy. Grease the light poles. We'll wait for this pitch. I got a question on your defense.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Defensively, you've improved so much, and you were a nomination for a Gold Glove at first. How have you gotten so much better at that position?
Sorry, man. It's super staticky.
How have you gotten so much better at first base? Nope.
Into right. Castellanos is there to retire pockets. Bryce, gonna check you one more time. Can you hear us up here? I think we've lost him.
Well, it was nice while we had him.
Yes. So 2 gone. Here's Ohtani. And Ohtani gets a hold of one to center. Marsh drifting back, but it stays in the yard. Just a 6-pitch inning. Thank Bryce Harper for joining us.
You're the best.
All right, tonight's odds are courtesy of BetMGM. Odds to win the World Series. You know what? If you're not, a regular bettor on sports, just lay it out for you. This is about 2.5 to 1 for the Dodgers and 11 to 1 for the Phillies. The Dodgers are less than 2.5 to 1 to win the World Series in April. That's crazy.
Yeah, we haven't even got the season started. That's why, the Padres are 7-0. I think they're 7-1 now. And they have a lower chance of winning the division than the Braves, who began 0-7 to win their division. Give you an idea how good the Dodgers are.
And then you got Philly right behind.
Yeah. Baseball right now, it's a little top heavy in the National League.
As Marsh is retired during the break. Trisha caught up with Dave Roberts. Our manager interview is presented by Sage.
All right, we will start with Yamamoto. What are you seeing from him so far?
I think his stuff's good. Just missed with the fastball a little bit, getting into some counts, but I think his split is sharp today. The grounder from Trey turned into a double, did a good job base running. But outside of that, I think he feels good, he's sharp.
We know this is a team that can create chaos and runs real fast. What do you have to do against a guy like Jesus Luzardo, who's come out firing?
He's coming out firing. The spin is really good today. He's got a good fastball also, but the slider, the curve, or the sweeper, whatever he's got, is kind of keeping us off balance. He's filling up the strike zone. It doesn't seem like he's going to give any free pass today. So we're going to have to collect some hits. And I thought Shohei hit that ball pretty well, but the wind's blowing in. But it's going to be a close ball game all the way to the end.
Dave, we appreciate the time.
All right, Trish.
Thank you. Guys?
All right, Trisha.
Again, we forgot to congratulate Dave Roberts on his extension. He's going to be with the Dodgers for several more years. Well-deserved, well-earned.
I'd say he's earned being the highest paid manager in baseball.
Yeah, he has to thank Craig Counsell for that. Aaron Boone as well. Aaron Boone signed his multi-year contract with the Yankees.
4-year extension for Roberts. 5 times Dave Roberts has guided the Dodgers to 100-plus wins. Didn't reach that mark last year. 98-64 last year, winning another NL West title. 3rd straight and 11th in the last 12. Schwarber draws a walk. We'll say what the Dodgers have at their disposal with his pitching staff to start the year. Under Dave Roberts, even with all the injuries, everybody has stepped up. That includes some of the kids they brought aboard in their bullpen. He has depth that he can work with to play at any position. That's probably where all this money spent is being put to use. Right?
Yeah, that's the depth.
This gets away from Smith and allows Schwarber to advance.
This ball just gets away from Will Smith. It seems to catch him right off the end of the glove and leaks through. So 90 feet for Kyle Schwarber. We talk about Kyle Schwarber, not the prototypical leadoff hitter. He's more middle of the bat. But work a walk, get 90 feet.
Oh. Right now it's scored as a wild pitch from Yamamoto. In the air from Turner, center field on a line. Pajes is there. Look at that pitch selection. We're talking about, we take a look at the splits here inning by inning. From the 4th inning on last year, he was outstanding. He actually had trouble getting out of the 1st inning in a lot of his starts. A career 5.40 ERA just in the 1st inning, but settled in as games went along.
Yeah, once he settles in, especially when he gets a good feel for the split finger, he starts to get harder and harder to hit.
There's Harper.
But he's come out using his fastball a lot tonight. It's at right around 60%, which is, we pointed out, it's right around about a 35% usage. I think you're going to start seeing a lot more splits in off-speed pitches the second time through this Phillies lineup.
Get a reminder of the reverse splits. Lefty's hitting just 189 career off of Yamamoto. 2-1 to Harper. Struck out his first time. Yamamoto comes home. Harper fouls it straight back. Harper last year, a 30 home run season, 5th of his career. Trying to potentially win an MVP at 2 positions. Could be hard to battle for a National League MVP when Shohei Ohtani's in the same league as you. There are only 4 players in baseball history who have won an MVP at 2 positions. Alex Rodriguez, Robin Young, Stan Musial, and Hank Greenberg. But if Harper has a big year, he could very well be in that conversation. Full count. Time running down on the pitch clock. As Yamamoto comes home and misses for ball 4. Well, earlier today, he caught up with Alec Boehm. Let's spill the beans.
We have a crazy stat that shows you guys are the 4th most homers taken away by the wind.
I feel like there's times of the year, especially early, where you go at that flat center part, about 387 to where the out of town scoreboard starts. You stay inside that, it doesn't really seem like it flies there.
He's right too. We've already seen 2 balls knocked down, hit to center.
Strike 1 to Boehm.
It's the beauty of StatCast here. Now we have the ability to be weathermen. We can see how the weather impacts a baseball as far as carry.
Oh, 2. Fastball right down the pipe. Boehm grounded out to third. His first time. Takes up and in. Last year, 2nd in the National League in doubles, top 10 in runs batted in, a career high 97.
So we've already seen 2 walks this inning, but we've also watched how the Phillies stay in the strike zone. They are not chasing. They're not trying to do more than they're capable of.
2-2. Boehm in the air, shallow center. Pages charges in and makes the catch to end the threat. A couple of walks from Yamamoto, but the Phillies strand them both as we complete 3. Well, in the regular season, the Phillies have gotten better year over year. 87 wins a couple of years ago, 90 and 23, 95 last year to win the division, but their results in the postseason have gotten worse. Losses in earlier round each of the last 3 years.
I do point out, sometimes it's a little bit misleading. You see those losses trying to get back to the World Series. They had the Diamondbacks in 2023 right on the ropes. They lost games 6 and 7, unfortunately. And then last year they ran into the New York Mets. Mets were the hottest team in baseball, and Pete Alonso was carrying around a pumpkin. What are you supposed to do against that?
Betts behind a ball and 2 strikes. I do think for Philadelphia, that 2023 run that was cut short by the Diamondbacks, that's the one they're going to regret the most. If for whatever reason they don't get back to the World Series or don't win a title with this group, that's going to be the year. You just get that feeling talking with folks around town that was the one that got away.
They were so close.
You're at home for 2 games, chance to clinch. And the offense dried up. Betts strikes out. 1 gone here in the 4th. A couple moments ago, Trisha Whitaker caught up with Rob Thompson. Our manager interview is presented by Sage.
All right, we will start with Jesus Luzardo. Is he already showing that fire early on that you saw in his debut?
Yeah, he is. He's throwing the ball well. Velocity's up. Command's really good. His slider's been outstanding against the left-handed hitters. He's a bulldog out there.
Trey Turner, early in this game, putting a pitcher on notice that you got to watch out for him in the base paths.
Yeah, and he's swinging the bat well. He just hit a bullet right there. But yeah, that's what speed does. It makes people a little bit jumpy, and that's what he did, and that's what got us on the board.
We appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Guys, let's send it back to you.
All right, Trisha, ground out for Edman.
I mean, Trey Turner, you watch this player, you realize NC State, what he did in college. I mean, he was crazy in college. His first year as a freshman, he sets a record for stolen bases. He can hit. And that last play, shortstop, not an easy one. Backhand in the hole, show off your arm.
Teoscar Hernandez here, responsible for the lone hit for the Dodgers and is their only base runner, and he flies this one deep to left. Kepler on the track, reels it in. 9-pitch inning for Luzardo, and it's still 1-0 Philadelphia. right, time now for our weekly Siri trivia question. Just ask Siri, who is the only pitcher to win the Cy Young and Silver Slugger in the same season? Of course, that is referring to the two-way nature of Shohei Ohtani being able to pop the baseball. But a couple guesses in mind.
You have some? I mean, Ohtani is truly a hitter. Back in the day, I used to joke it was an oxymoron to call somebody a hitting pitcher.
Madison Bumgarner would like a word.
Even if you took Mad Bum and you gave him 500 at bats, he would be a 170 hitter.
Kepler here.
Kepler made a small bat adjustment once he came over to the Phillies. Part of what he does is he tilts the bat up, and they're making sure that they keep it back so he stays shorter. Fouls it off. I saw him hit a homer the other day on a pitch in. Well, here's Ohtani, why he's so unique as a pitcher. I mean, there's talk that if Ohtani comes back, he's the Dodgers' best pitcher, which is crazy to think when you have Yamamoto. But in 2022, he was 4th in AL Cy Young voting. Unicorn. He brings something to the table in that we've never seen before. People talk, you know, well, Babe Ruth did it. It was a Babe Ruth never pitched and hit at the same time.
Only player to win 3 MVP awards unanimously.
There's still 9 seconds left.
I have a feeling there are going to be more on the way, as Nestor Ceja is chatting with the Philadelphia dugout, who argued that there was a pitch clock violation. 1-2 from Yamamoto.
Oh.
And it's a ball outside. The curve just misses.
A good pitch. Will Smith does a good job of sticking and presenting, but just off the plate. Kepler had a couple monster years with Minnesota, but then he kept getting hurt. 2019 was his breakout year.
Eighth pitch of the at-bat. On the ground. Edman, one away. And Kepler trying to bounce back from a year last year, Spilly, where he had patellar tendonitis, a recurring hip issue. He had core surgery this winter to repair another injury he was dealing with. So they hope that all those issues are now sorted for Max Kepler.
Yeah, I have a feeling Kepler is going to be one of those players when the season's over, you're like, wow, Max Kepler threw up a monster year for the Phillies.
There's Castellanos. We talk about how intense, and even Bryce Harper was talking to us earlier today about the challenges of playing in this market. You want so badly to win for these fans. And Nick Castellanos said last spring he finally, for the first time, was at peace after almost it was more than a year really being here. He's at peace finally with being in the fishbowl here in Philadelphia.
Some of it I think has to do with his son Liam. I mean, he's around his son all the time. Liam comes, he's out in the outfield. Yeah, we've seen him get some national attention sitting near the on-deck circle. And part of for Nick is being able to enjoy the game with his son.
Now with a couple of years under his belt here, there's certainly more comfortability. He said he didn't have a feel for anything going on in this town. Bounced fair, third base side. Rojas long throw, not in time. One out single for Castellanos.
Castellanos just kind of hangs in there, and he has enough plate coverage with how he extends his bat, lets go of his top hand, and Rojas makes a good play right here. This is a deep throw, never got his feet underneath him, so not a lot of arm strength on it.
To finish that story on Castellanos, as Real Muto comes to the plate here, I love the line that he used last year when saying he was finally comfortable here. He said he knew about nothing going on here other than Ben Simmons was on the 76ers at the time and that he was dating a Kardashian. Ground ball up the middle. Could be 2. And it is. Nicely turned by the Dodgers to erase Castellanos. And we're through 4.
Welcome back to Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV+. Well, I am with 2 very important and special guests. This is Monica and Jesus Luzardo. They are Jesus Luzardo's parents. They are watching him throw a terrific game today. We know how solid he is on the mound, but he's also a solid human being off of the mound. And I want to talk to you guys about his foundation. He has decided to donate $100 for every strikeout he makes this season to the Boys and Girls Club. And he said that's something so deeply personal to him. You are very involved. Tell me about why he chose it and why it's special.
Well, he has been supporting the community since he became a professional player. He feels that this is a platform that he can leverage to really go back to the community. He does a lot in the South Florida area, and last year he decided to establish the foundation. So my wife is helping for him and running it. And since he traded to the Philadelphia Phillies, he decided to launch this initiative about the strikeout barriers to help the youth in the Philadelphia area through the Boys and Girls Club of Philadelphia. And his passion is about helping kids in general and kids with special needs.
Mom, how much does that touch your heart to see your son have such a heart like that to help the Boys and Girls Club?
He's very impressive, and he's as impressive, I would say more, off the field as he is on the field. He's a great baseball player, but a better human being.
All right, you guys don't miss a pitch or a game all season long that he starts, do ya?
We try, no. Last year we didn't miss a start, and this year that's the plan, not to miss any start.
You're not going to miss a start, and I'm not going to make you miss one more pitch. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate the time. Enjoy the game.
Thank you.
Guys, let's send it back to you.
All right, Tricia, great interview, and a little bit longer commute for mom and dad. Jesus, who grew up in Parkland, Florida. Check swing here from Kike Hernandez, and Todd Tishner at first base says he didn't go.
That's really, really close.
2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
That's $600 tonight for Luzardo and his foundation. Awesome interview, Tricia, especially those parents. Both are from Venezuela, but Luzardo has the distinction of being the first major leaguer out of Peru. That's where he was born before moving to Florida. And his favorite player growing up, Johan Santana, former Met, unbelievable Minnesota Twins, and always had that great changer. That was the pitch you saw the strikeout with.
Now 11 straight retired by Luzardo. He was thrown a one-hitter through 4 2/3. Quickly 2 strikes to Conforto. 12-game hitting streak for him dating back to last year. Oh, 2. Conforto pops it up. Left side. Turner gives way. Kepler is in and makes the catch. Another efficient inning for Luzardo. Just 10 pitches to retire the side in order. Bryson Stott coming to the plate. Let's spill the beans.
Like, these don't work because you have to hit it like in the sweet spot. The sweet spot's right in the middle. So like Jazz's is down a little bit. So Jazz like can wait, try to get jammed in a sense, but his is down here. But like if he tried to use this one, he wouldn't be able to use it.
Now, as Bryson Stott talking about the torpedo bat, everybody's been wondering exactly what it is and what it does. And he was pointing out that torpedo bats are designed specifically for the hitter. So the Yankees do have their own lab in New York, which allows them to get the modification for each individual batter. And Bryson's waiting on his official torpedo bats. But as we pointed out, especially when it comes to certain bats, when you're watching it, there it is. It's just the center of mass. You can move the center of mass on any bat. The ways you do it, you can either get your bat cupped, so you can get the top of the bat cupped out, so that moves the center of mass lower. You can either choke up, choke down. You can move closer. You can move farther away too. You can center yourself as a hitter to make sure that you're getting the barrel in the spot that you want.
Strike 3 called outside corner. as Stott is rung up. And Yamamoto picks up his 4th strikeout.
Yeah, this time it's a four-seam fastball away and just painted on Stott. They're trying to get Stott going. I know the question was about Edmundo Sosa. He's gotten off to a real hot start for the Phillies. But Rob Thompson told us, he was like, Bryson Stott's my everyday second baseman. There's a bunch of days off in here, and trying to get that rhythm for this infield going with Turner and Stott up the middle.
Yeah, a lot of chatter in Philadelphia asking the manager directly, why don't you play this Sosa kid more?
I just saw Sosa. He tormented the Rockies for 3 days.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Marsh is rung up. Let's revisit Spill the Beans on Yamamoto, who had that throwing error in the first. Couple of walks, couple of singles, but otherwise pretty solid.
Yeah, he got through the first couple innings. He had the hits, the strikeouts. Trey Turner got him, but the four-seam fastball tonight's been electric, and then the split finger really to the righties and lefties has been fantastic the last couple innings.
75 pitches for Yamamoto. As Schwarber is behind 0-1.
Yeah, last pitch to Schwarber was a 92-mile-an-hour split finger.
Schwarber homered yesterday. Has 4 on the young season. Walked his last time. And we're seeing quite the pitcher's duel here today. Conditions are favorable, wind blowing in, but Luzardo with a 1-hitter and 6 Ks. Yamamoto's only allowed 3 hits. Has 5 Ks. (2-1) tap foul.
You good?
You can follow the MLB season with the Apple Sports app. Real-time scores and play-by-play straight to your iPhone and straight to your lock screen. Fast and simple. Download the Apple Sports app for free on the App Store today. 2-2, just misses.
Well, a year ago when Yamamoto first got to the big leagues, the walk rate was high. Well, Roki Sasaki's pitching tomorrow for the Dodgers. Same thing. A lot of Japanese players struggle first couple starts because of the baseball. It's a little bit slicker.
Schwarber, hard ground ball to his right. Hernandez to the covering Yamamoto. And another solid inning of work. Welcome you back to Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV Plus, presented by Chevrolet. Alex Faust, Ryan Spielborg, Tricia Whitaker here with you. Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. Time to answer our Siri trivia question. Who is the first pitcher to win the Cy Young and Silver Slugger in
Easy
the same
peasy.
season?
It's Fernando Mania, 1981. Fernando Valenzuela, we lost him last year. He meant so much to the Dodgers community, meant a lot to the Latin American community. It was a big loss.
On the ground. Rojas is retired.
I don't think you understand the impact that Fernando had unless you were really around Southern California or you have Latin American, heritage, which my mom was. She was from Guatemala. This is craziness. He brought so much to the Dodgers, 11 seasons, the World Series championship in '81. He was the Cy Young. He was a Rookie of the Year, Silver Slugger. But he also meant a lot to Chicanos, to Mexican Americans, to players from Latin American countries, to see a superstar like Fernando.
Whoa. It's a great jacket.
I think I've shared with you, legit, if Fernando never pitched in the big leagues, I would not be sitting up here.
Yeah.
He's a huge reason why I ended up playing baseball.
(3-1) from Luzardo, and he walked him. He had retired 13 in a row. And now a base runner for Ohtani. StatCast 3D breakdown of the game powered by Google Cloud. Home runs taken away by the wind. We were talking about this earlier.
Pretty incredible. I mean, we heard it from Alec Boehm saying that a lot of balls are getting knocked down to center field. Well, Teoscar Hernandez, a fly out earlier in the game, would have been a homer. Sometimes you look at a field, you don't really realize maybe the flags might give you an indicator, but if he gets really high up here, the wind blows directly in.
Ohtani with 2 flyouts.
Always for a pitcher, third time through the lineup, when a hitter sees you third time, the advantage now goes to the hitter.
Dodgers with just their second base runner tonight. We know that Luzardo has been cruising here. But now, third time through, facing the league's best player. What does he have for this 2-2 pitch? And instead of going home, he'll check on Pajes.
See, I haven't seen the slow sweeper from Luzardo to Ohtani yet. It might be a good time for it.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. He gets Ohtani with the changeup. Strikeout number 7 for Luzardo.
Usually you don't see a lot of left-on-left changeups just because it can speed up a lefty's bat. But in this case, the bottom just falls out of it. 89 miles an hour. Mom loves it.
Big second out with Betts at the plate. Mookie 0 for 2. Luzardo will check again on the base runner. Luzardo limited just 12 starts last year. StatCast powered by Google Cloud.
Well, what makes Mookie Betts so unique, he's the king of the launch angle. He has more homers than anybody in baseball, 100 miles an hour or less with the perfect launch angle.
Runner takes off. They've got him in a rundown. Stop to Harper to finish it off. And a little help for the defense. And an early jump from Pages gets Luzardo through 6 with just 1 hit allowed. Pages taking off on first movement and got burned. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball. May not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. Alex Faust, Ryan Spielberg, Trisha Whitaker here with you. Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV+. Bottom of the 6th. Philadelphia with a 1-0 lead, a 1-out double for Trey Turner in the first. He stole third, and Yamamoto tried to halt him there but made a throwing error. Turner scampered home. That's the only run of the game.
The 2-0 count, he had Pages taking off first movement and executed perfectly by Philadelphia. Harper to Stott, back to Harper. Bobby Dickerson is the infield coach for the Philadelphia Phillies and gets a lot of help with Larry Bow as well. And Phillies are very well taught on how to do the small nuances of baseball. A lot of old school coaches making sure they pay attention to those little things.
Full count here to Turner to lead off the 6th. Pitch number 88 for Yamamoto, off the hands foul. Yamamoto, 10 days after his season opening win in Japan, struck out a career high 10 batters his last start against the Tigers on March 28th. Payoff to Turner, ball 4. And Turner's aboard for the second time tonight. Here is Harper. First time the Phillies have had the leadoff man on tonight. Strike one. Yamamoto has largely held this Phillies offense in check. Phillies team that has the second best OPS in baseball to start the season. Harper on the ground sharply to Edman. To second for one, on to first for a double play. 4-6-3, and beautifully turned at that.
It's the second double play for the Dodgers tonight for Tommy Edman. This one comes off the bat hot, 107. Just soft hands. Tommy Edman really is a remarkable player. He can play shortstop, center field, and just a nice, easy turn with Mookie at short.
Base is empty for Bohm now. Dodgers had an off day yesterday, but they've used a couple of young relievers and might not have them available in their bullpen. The rest of their complement should be fine, but getting Yamamoto to start a series through 6, especially with Sasaki going tomorrow, and it's been a bit of a struggle to begin his major league career, it's got to be a huge help for Dave Roberts.
That's one of the things about the Dodgers the last couple of years. They have been near the bottom of baseball as starters, innings pitched. And Jack Dreyer has been the name that has really stood out for the Dodgers early on.
They have a team ERA, Spilly, of 1.97 team ERA is their lowest through the first 8 games of a season in years. Kirby Yates starting to stir.
They also lead baseball in strikeouts from their rotation, from their overall pitching staff. They have 91. Now they have played one more game than a lot of teams. But the next closest team coming into today's game was nearly 20 away.
2-2. I'm gonna start it.
96 pitches for Yamamoto. Looking to get to 100 for only the 5th time in his short big league career. 2-2. Bohm pokes it on the ground to short. Betts charges, fields, throws, got him. And Yamamoto has pitched 6, 10 ground ball outs, only 3 hits allowed, and it's still just a 1-0 game through 6 here in Philly.
Let's take a look at pitching decisions presented by Sage. It's only the second start for Jesus Luzardo as a Philly, but tonight you get a chance to see all the swing and miss that Luzardo features. Has 7 punch outs. Really impressive when it comes to the slider. So in first 2 starts, already 18 strikeouts. I think he's gonna be a Philly favorite.
On paper, Spilly, this rotation was already one of the better ones in baseball. You had 2 All-Stars last year, Sanchez and Suarez. You get a Cy Young runner-up last year with Wheeler. You get one of the most reliable arms in baseball with Nola, and then the Phillies pick up a guy who clearly had upside with Miami in Luzardo. Limited to just 12 starts last year, season-ending injury in mid-June. But prior to that, in 2023, he was among the league leaders in strikeouts per 9. So the stuff was there.
It's always been. I mean, he started his career with Oakland when he got traded, and people just love his stuff.
Tricia?
Yeah, guys, speaking of his stuff, earlier in the game in the first inning, Jesus Luzardo hit 99 against Ohtani and Betts. And what I love about what Luzardo said with his velo to the media, he said, listen, my arm just feels alive again. And it's easy to notice that fastball velo uptick after dropping last year to 95.2. It's back up to the numbers we saw when he averaged, as we saw that he averaged during that 2023 season when he boasted a 3.58 ERA in 32 starts. And guys, Rob Thompson told me, listen, he's really something. His command is great. Slider keeps getting better. But he said the other thing, he's the nicest kid until he gets on the mound. I loved that, guys. He also called him a bulldog earlier in the game when I interviewed him.
Oh, he's showing it. He's faced 1 above the minimum. This has been an absolute gem from Jesus Luzardo. 78 pitches, 6 1/3. Keep in mind he only pitched past 6 once last season in that injury curtailed campaign. And he is holding a team that finished second only to the Diamondbacks in runs scored last year. So just 1 hit. Take a look at the whiffs tonight. StatCast powered by Google Cloud.
I mean, this is what makes him so good. So you have the big fastball, so you're always geared up for it, but he's had 3 swing and misses on the slider. He has his Johan Santana changeup working for him, the sweeper, which has been a work in progress.
Roller to second, or rather to short, as Turner makes a high throw. Still, it's been an incredible night for the 27-year-old who was born, as you talked about, Spilly, in Lima, Peru. The only Peruvian-born player to appear in a big league game. Now, his family moved to Florida when he was 1. Great to see that they're on hand and will continue to be now that he's pitching here in Philadelphia. Popped up right side. Well, flare dying fast. Castellanos out, and he can't come up with it. Hernandez gets to second. Luzardo had retired 16 of the last 17, but a 2-out double for Teoscar Hernandez.
He's now 2 for 3 on the night. He also had the ball hit to left field that might have been out if the wind wasn't blowing so hard. This is a tough play for Stott. Tough play for Castellanos just because of how the ball came off the bat. He does call off Stott. You can see him yell, "I got it."
Teoscar has the only 2 Dodger hits tonight. Will Smith with 2 away.
Yeah, he called it early. He was trying to slide, make that catch. There's Those are really tough when you're in right field, even though you play a shallow right field here at Citizens Bank. It was a good pitch to get back in the count from Luzardo. 2-0. He throws a slider back door.
Will Smith at the plate has hit safely in every game this year, and he's reached in entering tonight 16 of 28 plate appearances, but he's 0 for 2. Might get a pitch here, 3-1. We'll see if Luzardo is careful with him. (3-1). Outside ball 4. Easily the biggest threat of the night. The first time the Dodgers have had 2 base runners, and that will prompt a visit from pitching coach Caleb Coffin. Kike Hernandez now. Luzardo, who's pitched to Jim so far.
He's just been really good at speeding up, slowing down righties. He's been pitching away from the lefties. He was able to get Ohtani. Just keeping guys off their natural rhythm and timing, which is exactly what you want to do as a pitcher. Even if you have plus stuff, mixing a location, mixing up sequencing. And a lot of that also has to do with JT Realmuto. I mean, it's only the second time he's caught him in a big league game. So you really rely on JT to help you navigate a lineup, especially when you start going second, third time through.
Jose Ruiz is warming quickly in the Philadelphia bullpen. Big spot here for Hernandez. Phillies trying to deal the Dodgers their first loss of the season. Two aboard, and Hernandez can't hold up.
Even though the Dodgers are 8-0, they have come from behind in 6 games so far. Kike not able to hold up on the changeup.
Throw down to second, but taking off was Hernandez. Tried to backpick him essentially, and he just said, I'm taking it. So Teoscar Hernandez at third, his second steal tonight.
Yeah, he almost gets away with it. And Teoscar, he was like, all right, I might as well just go to third. He's done. But he does the wise thing. That's baseball IQ. Just go for it.
On a strike to Kike Hernandez. 1-2.
Nail-biting time for Luzardo's parents.
Hernandez stays alive. One, two.
Well, I love that Luzardo, the last 3 pitches, he said, you know what, I'm going to empty the tank. I'm coming right after. He's still touching 97.
Can he get out of this inning?
And on the flip side, it's these type of at-bats from the Dodgers that just grind down pitchers.
Seventh pitch of this at-bat coming.
Got him!
Mom and Dad loving it.
Welcome to Philly.
What a start for Jesus Luzardo. 7-inning gem. Left side base hit. There goes Turner, and this is thrown away.
Love the pressure.
I got it.
You're the best.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. We welcome you back to Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV Plus, presented by Chevrolet. New pitcher into the game for the Dodgers is Kirby Yates. I know we get caught in hyperbole sometimes. We're guilty of this in the TV industry, of billing something as, I don't know, bigger than it is. We thought this might be an NLCS preview. As we get into the late innings, I feel like the drama is starting to get us there.
Yeah, I mean, we knew they were going to go back and forth. Both teams are never going to go to the mat and stay down. So watching Luzardo get his first big Philly moment was huge. You often will see a team offensively rally around those big moments. So for Kirby Yates, who was an all-star last year for the Texas Rangers, he comes into a situation where you may not feel the momentum against you, but it is there.
Well, Yates comes into the game and issues a leadoff walk to Max Kepler here in the bottom of the 7th. Leadoff walk for the second straight inning. Yamamoto out of the game after 6 strong, giving way to one of the saves leaders in the American League last season with the Texas Rangers.
Kirby Yates from Hawaii has had for years one of the best split finger fastballs combination in baseball. He was ahead of the curve before it became so in vogue in the last 3 seasons.
Two-time All-Star Yates in his 11th big league season. Castellanos now.
They want what makes Kirby so good is he can pitch through traffic because of the split finger. It really induces a lot of weak contact. You know, he's not a fireballer, doesn't throw 99, 100 miles an hour, but that fastball split finger combination, every hitter is in between. They're stuck because you have to respect just how good the split finger is. It's like facing Trevor Hoffman. You knew the changeup was coming. You just didn't know how to hit it.
Hernandez holding on Kepler at first. Big hole right side. Castellanos, liner to left, down for a base hit. Conforto cuts it off. Kepler gets to third. Castellanos with a double, his second hit of the night. And Philadelphia knocking on the door of extending the lead.
That's right on cue. You see it, you feel it when you're the offensive team and you have a pitcher give a performance like Luzardo does, gets out of that last inning with a huge punch out. You want the offense to bounce right back, and Nick Castellanos, this guy's a special bat. Castellanos, for his career, has over 1,600 major league hits.
In the dirt, handled by Smith. Real Muto at the plate. We've seen so many, almost all catchers now, down to one knee. It gives managers a lot of heartburn. High drive, left field, way back there. Foul. Real Muto barely missed it.
You always tell the reaction from a hitter. You see Real Muto is just still at home plate watching.
Two and one.
Dodgers have what's called a 3 depth. So Mookie Betts is about 4 to 5 steps off of the grass. Not quite infield all the way in. No real reason for that yet. But they're in that position because of the ability for Kirby Yates to get a ground ball. So you can still freeze a guy like Max Kepler at third, because with nobody out, it's not a contact play, meaning a ball on the ground, you're not automatically going. You'll do that with 1 out, but with nobody out, you want to see it through.
Two from Yates. Got him swinging. Huge strikeout. Fanning Real Muto for the first out.
It's a real big out. There's that split finger. There's not a lot of rotation from the baseball, so the bottom just drops completely out of it. Now it becomes a huge at bat for Bryson Stott. It will be a contact play now. Infield will come all the way in.
3 straight lefties scheduled here for the Phillies. Stott, Marsh, and Schwarber as the infield is pulled in. Snap throw to third. Ball and a strike to Stott.
Well, for Will Smith, he usually will throw behind a runner with the guy at third in these scenarios when it's a contact play and you have a left-handed hitter because you have an open side. There's no hitter in your way to make the throw.
Stott has barely taken the bat off his shoulders today. 12, now 13 pitches he's seen, has offered at just 2.
And if you're Bryson Stott, you're looking for a split finger up. Fastball up. You want to get a ball in the air.
Oh.
Kirby Yates is not going to give in here even with first base open, just because bases loaded is not the worst thing for the Dodgers.
Stott off the end of the bat into left for a hit. That'll plate Kepler and extend the Philadelphia lead to 2-0.
Stott gets the split finger and he sticks with it, and you can tell Mookie just moved over 2 steps, especially with the 3-1 count. Was expecting Stott maybe to try to get the bat head out a little bit more, and it sneaks right past him.
How big might that second run be? Castellanos gets the third. Stott, who can motor, 30-plus stolen bases in back-to-back seasons. Last Philly to do that was Jimmy Rollins.
J-Roll. A good time to maybe think about it, especially a ball in the dirt, you're going to automatically go. You're looking for that pitch, a splitter in the dirt, and take off.
Just saw that graphic. We talked about the Dodgers in late innings. There goes Stott. Ball is grounded to second. Takes away the double play and scores a run. Great baseball from the Phillies, and they're up 3-0.
I mean, I've seen these Phillies the last couple of days. They have been manufacturing runs. They haven't gotten into homer mode yet, and they're just finding ways to score. Not quite a hit and run, but a perfectly executed opportunity for Bryson Stott to take off, and Marsh put the ball in play. That would have been a tailor-made double play and end the inning.
Kirby Yates surrenders 2 runs. Phillies up 3-0, and the Dodgers make a call to the bullpen. Sunday Night Soccer returns to Apple TV Plus this weekend with the GOAT, Lionel Messi. Inter Miami hosting Toronto FC. Coverage begins 6 p.m. Eastern with MLS Countdown on Apple TV Plus or MLS Season Pass. They've intentionally put Kyle Schwarber on base with a new pitcher, Luis Garcia, a former Philly. And instead, he'll face Trey Turner here with runners at first and second. 2 gone. Here in the bottom of the 7th, the Phillies extending the lead to 3-0. Oh! Turner's been a big part of the story today. First inning run was all Philadelphia needed through most of the game. They've tacked on 2 insurance runs here in the 7th. Strike on the outside corner. Ball and 2 strikes to Turner.
Well, as you're watching Garcia, he has a big fastball, but he really is primarily sweeper first.
This squibs past Smith all the way to the backstop, and both runners will advance.
The second time we've seen a ball sneak past Will Smith, unable to get his glove all the way down in the dirt. And Smith is an excellent receiver, excellent blocker. But now a base hit scores 2.
Block that one. The count runs full.
If you're Garcia, you have to get Trey Turner. Last thing you want is to see Bryce Harper come up.
Strike 3 called, bottom of the zone. Turner doesn't like it. The Phillies leave 2 aboard. One more look. Still, Phillies lead 3-0. Night Baseball on Apple TV Plus is presented by Chevrolet, official vehicle of Major League Baseball. Alex Faust, Ryan Spielberg, Trisha Whitaker here with you in Philadelphia. Phillies out to a 3-0 lead, 2 insurance runs in the 7th, and now can this Philadelphia bullpen hold the Dodgers, who have had a penchant, not just this year, but the last couple of years, for late inning magic. Matt Strahm out of the pen after a 7-inning gem from Jesus Luzardo, limiting the Dodgers to just 2 hits. Strahm will face Conforto, Rojas, and Pajes, the scheduled hitters.
And the Philadelphia Phillies back into the bullpen. No Ryan Kirkering tonight and no Jose Alvarado, just because of Alvarado had a 33-pitch save yesterday, also pitched the night before.
Check swing roller right back to the mound. And Strahm makes the play. Dodgers at 8-0. 6 of their wins have been comebacks. The Dodgers had the most comeback wins of any team during the regular season last year. And since 2019, no team in baseball has more comeback wins than the Dodgers. They're down to their final 5 outs. That said, they trailed 5-3 entering the 8th on Wednesday against the Braves, who were trying to get their first win of the season. Raisel Iglesias gave up a game-tying 2-run double to Max Muncy, and then Ohtani did the rest of it in the 9th with the walk-off. No team has done what the Dodgers have done as a defending champion. It's also the 3rd best start in franchise history for the Dodgers. A win today would tie the 1940 Brooklyn Dodgers for the 2nd best start to any season in franchise history. 5 outs to find 3 runs. That's a start. Rojas with a 1-out single.
Little changeup stays out over the plate. Rojas just rips it through the 6-hole. This is a tough team to keep down.
Oh!
Amazing stat about the Dodgers. They've gone 65 consecutive games without being shut out.
Big swing from Pages, a ball and a strike.
No.
Pages is one of the top prospects for the Dodgers last couple years. Came up to be an everyday player last season. Struggled to begin this year. 3 for 26. 2 balls and a strike as Strahm misses with the off-speed pitch.
Well, if you're a player, you want to be in the 9-hole for the Dodgers, because on deck you have Ohtani and then you have Betts 2 doors down, so you're always going to get pitches to hit.
Three and 1 with Ohtani on deck. Pop foul, count runs full. It is remarkable, this run of success for the Dodgers. 12 straight postseason appearances, the 3rd longest streak in baseball history, and yet think about the narrative going into the last World Series, that if they didn't get it done then, people were going to start claiming, oh, you had that pandemic shortened season and you haven't won a real one. Strike 3 called. Pages rung up, and here comes Ohtani. Looking for his first hit tonight. Blocked by Real Muto.
Oftentimes you see a left-on-left matchup against Ohtani and you think, all right, well, maybe this guy has a chance to get him out, but Ohtani does such a good job of, even though it looks like he's spinning out of control sometimes, he's able to keep his barrel back.
Coming off an unprecedented 50-50 campaign, shattering the single-season Dodger home run record. The dirt. Realmuto gets to that one.
Right, so this is incredible. I mean, just to get to 2020, if you're a 2020 player in the big leagues, you're really good. But 40-40, this is, you're a superhero. Ronald Acuna, Alfonso Soriano, A-Rod did it a couple times.
Ohtani sharply hit ball into right for a base hit. Rojas rounds second, heads to third. Ohtani with a one-out single. And the Dodgers bring the tying run to the plate in the form of Mookie Betts.
There's the fastball. Notice how he still keeps his bat lagging behind him, even though you feel like his shoulder and his hips have cleared. Last year against lefties, he had an 867 OPS and just rips it right past Bryce Harper. That ball came off the bat at 104.
Philadelphia is going to make a pitching change. Jose Ruiz will come in to face Mookie Betts. And the Phillies up 3-0. Back here in Philadelphia, new pitcher for the Phillies, Jose Ruiz, with 2 outs, runners at the corners, and Mookie Betts at the plate, representing the tying run.
Not an easy spot for Ruiz. We mentioned Ryan Kerkerian is down today. This would normally be Kerkerian's spot. 3rd appearance of the year. It's curveball heavy.
Heart of the Dodger order here. Not just Kerkering, you also mentioned Jose Alvarado after that lengthy outing yesterday, unavailable. Dodgers 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position. There goes Ohtani from first, throw down, got him! And the inning is over. One more look.
Do not run on JT Realmuto. stages throughout the Unicorn. Kind of a crazy play to end the inning. Shohei Ohtani, who last year was 94% successful in his stolen bases. You had first and third with Mookie Betts up and a reliever coming in. And they took a shot. It was 38 consecutive steals for Ohtani without getting caught, and he got caught at the worst time.
What is the strategy behind that move, you think?
Try to put some pressure on the Phillies, put pressure on a reliever, maybe get a hot leg kick because of the situation. Now you have second and third, 2 outs with Mookie.
Harper up the first baseline, snagged by Hernandez for the first out.
Yeah, this play, I mean, if you're safe, it looks great. If you're out, it's second guessing because Mookie has a chance to tie it up.
As you mentioned, Realmuto, one of the best in the business at throwing out base runners. Harper grounds out. First pitch swinging, Alec Boehm into right. Sliding catch for Teoscar Hernandez on a liner that hung up for him.
That's a nice play from Teoscar. Sometimes you get a ball like this and you leave your feet, it'll have that late drop to it. It's also a good way to get your eyes underneath the baseball.
Max Kepler now as Luis Garcia remains in the game for the Dodgers. And Kepler grounds one up the first baseline. A quick bottom of the 8th, and the Dodgers down to their final 3 outs, looking to keep their unbeaten run going. Suit up with the largest selection of jerseys, caps, collectibles, and more. MLBshop.com. And a reminder that Play Ball is baseball's global youth initiative to highlight the accessible ways to play our great game. To learn more and find a league near you, visit playball.org. Follow @playball on social media. Jordan Romano comes out of the bullpen for the Phillies. Dodgers down to their final 3 outs. Betts, Edman, Teoscar Hernandez, the scheduled hitters.
Well, Romano signs with the Phillies this offseason, and he was really good in Toronto, 3rd all-time in saves with the Blue Jays, but he's been a little shaky early on in a Phillies uniform.
Oh.
Betts, who had runners at the corners before the move to have Ohtani try and swipe second. The Dodgers, who have gone 65 consecutive games without being shut out. Betts 0 for 3 tonight. Those 1 through 3 hitters in the Dodgers order loses a little bit of pop without Freddie Freeman.
Yeah, certainly looks a little bit different, but the Dodgers lineup still really deep.
Oh.
5-pitch walk to Betts. And the leadoff man is on for the Dodgers in the 9th.
Romano is coming back from some arm inflammation, missed a lot of last season in Toronto due to elbow inflammation, and we've also seen a decrease in fastball velocity. When he was an all-star, his fastball was right around 97, 98 miles an hour. Right now it's sitting right around 93 to 95.
There goes Betts from first. They'll let him take second. Strike at the top of the zone to Tommy Edman. He's looking for his first hit tonight.
Realmuto is getting checked on by the trainer. Looks like something with his finger. There appears to be some blood.
Where that would have come from. Paul Buckheit is the lead athletic trainer for the Phillies. See Rob Thompson out looking at his catcher as well.
Basically putting on a type of glue, like try to seal up whatever open wound he currently has.
And all the while, it's not as if Romano could throw warm-up pitches here. Or maybe there's somebody that can come out of the Philadelphia dugout to help him out. He's just walking around the mound right now, waiting for this to be sorted out. Muto's going to get back in there.
Of course he is.
Not at this stage of the game. We're going back and checking the tape. Sounds like it could be an issue that started the inning prior. Regardless, a ball and a strike here to Tommy Edman. Betts off second. Edman with a high fly ball. Deep right field. Way back there. And the Dodgers are within one. You cannot count them out.
Tommy tanks. Got a slider up. It just sat there for him. And for Tommy Edman, his 5th home run of the season.
He has hits in all 9 games now.
It's a hanging slider, and Tommy does what you're supposed to do with one of those pitches. You deposit it at the bank.
Whoa!
And right off the bat, you knew it was gone.
That's going to brush back to Oscar Hernandez.
They might have to get somebody warming up for the Philadelphia Phillies in a hurry.
You can sense the collective unease in the crowd right now. 2 balls and a strike to Teoscar Hernandez. And he's out in front of that one, 2-2. The NLCS MVP Tommy Edman giving the Dodgers life here in the 9th with a 2-run homer. And Teoscar Hernandez strikes out.
Huge first out. Get Teoscar. There's a slider again. This one down in the strike zone.
Former teammates in Toronto. Romano gets the better of him. And now it's Will Smith. Fouled straight back. Max Muncy has picked up a bat. He's in the on-deck circle now. His struggles to begin the season well documented, but he had the big hit on Wednesday that tied the game. Oh!
It's a big miss. Not from Romano's standpoint, but just swinging the count from 2-1 to 1-2.
Oh. 3-1. Ball 4. Still nobody up in the Philadelphia bullpen. This is Jordan Romano's game. And Max Muncy coming to the plate.
Yeah, 2 misses all off the plate. That's what Will Smith does. He's really disciplined. Dodgers will go for a pinch runner with Chris Taylor. Caleb Cotham coming out. Part of the reason Cotham comes out is you get another scouting report. Max Muncy coming up to pinch hit.
So Taylor comes in as a pinch runner. Muncy pinch hits for Kike Hernandez.
I know we mentioned this earlier, but Jose Alvarado is down. Alvarado would normally be pitching the 9th inning, but back-to-back days against the Rockies earning saves.
Rob Thompson having to think about the big picture, but right now his pitcher is in trouble. Strike one to Muncy. Max Muncy to begin this season. Huge struggles. Was 2 for 24. He ordered one of those torpedo bats to try it out, see if he could break out of a slump. As he fouls this one straight back. He then went 0 for 3 to start the night Wednesday. For his 4th at bat, he ditched it, went back to this bat, and delivered the game-tying hit.
Yeah, big at bat against Raisel Iglesias, fouled off a couple tough fastballs, and they ended up with the changeup. He tied the game up on a double, then Ohtani walked him off, the Braves.
There goes the runner from first. Muncy strikes out, the throw down, not in time. And the Dodgers stay alive.
Wow, that was close. Rob wants to take a look. What drama.
Philadelphia's challenging the safe call at second base.
The game hangs in the balance of this review.
And Real Muto, this inning had to get his thumb tended to because he has an open wound. The pop time for Real Muto when he threw out Ohtani was 1.8. Philly fans are reacting like it's an out.
Replay review powered by Zoom. They just saw it on the big board here. This is the view they saw.
Oh my God, I think he's out. What a way to end this.
Replay center in New York taking their time with a call that will determine the ending of this game. Turner taking a look on the big board. Just like the 43,000 plus here at Citizens Bank Park. Todd Tishner is the crew chief.
Here's the field's overturned. Runners out.
Wow!
Game over. And the Dodgers are unbeaten no more.
Unbelievable. JT Real Muto in his arm just knocked out the Dodgers.
That's 2 in as many innings. He caught Ohtani in the 8th, and he nabs the pinch runner Taylor in the 9th to end the game.
What a night. I mean, you get Jesus Luzardo, who had just another incredible start for the Phillies. And then Real Muto, we talked about how he threw out Ohtani. And then after a strike him out, an unbelievable tag for Trey Turner.
When the call was safe, this is what he thought. After the review, he knew.
And he saved Romano just because he was teetering the entire inning.
Did he ever? And Romano gave him a nice hug for his efforts. 3 Dodgers caught stealing by Real Muto. Wow. And the Phillies end the Dodgers' 8-game winning streak to begin the season. We take a look at our game summary and cap off the night, presented by Miller Lite. First, Trey Turner on the base paths, causing havoc, coming home. Phillies led this game 1-0 until the 7th, extended the lead to 3-0. Ohtani caught stealing in the 8th with an opportunity for the Dodgers with the tying run at the plates. And then moments ago, Chris Taylor on a strike him out, throw him out double play to end the game.
One of the most unique talents you'll ever see from a catcher. I mean, his ability to steal bags, to hit, he's a freak athlete.
With an open wound to tend to as well. Whoa, we got a lot to unpack from this one, and a game that lived up to the billing. First game of a 3-game set between the Phillies and the Dodgers. What drama here tonight. What a start from Jesus Luzardo, going 7 scoreless with just 2 hits allowed. And the Phillies showing that they have the mettle to deal with this Dodgers club. Phillies win 3-2.
I think the key is Mookie and Freddie. If I had to point to some players that really create the culture that support me, just kind of being a glue guy and bringing everyone together and really appreciating what it is to be a good teammate. Mookie Betts moved from right field to shortstop to second base, back to right field for the benefit of the Dodgers. All that stuff is selfless acts. So then at that point in time, everyone else has got to follow suit.
What a documentary. It's getting rave reviews. You can experience baseball's most iconic playoff rivalry with intimate access to the players, managers, their families. Fight for glory. 2024 World Series is now streaming on Apple TV+. What a game here to start this 3-game series between the Dodgers and the Phillies. If it's a preview of the NLCS, sign me up. Let's take a look back at tonight's pregame predictions presented by BetMGM. None of them hit tonight. Ohtani held in check. Of course, caught stealing on the base pass. Bryce Harper, nope. And Yamamoto, only with 5 strikeouts. He needed 6 or more to hit the over. Jesus Luzardo, meanwhile, was stellar. And he's our Chevrolet Electric player of the game.
Yeah, I mean, watching this guy tonight, 7 innings, he had 8 punch outs, and beyond that, I mean, he comes off a start where he had 11 against the Washington Nationals. This lineup, much different, but the results the same. His parents loved it. And for Luzardo to think about what he's going through, we'll get down to Tricia. She's got more.
Yeah, I certainly do. I am here with Jesus Luzardo. And Jesus, 11 strikeouts in your debut with the Phillies, 8 strikeouts today. You said your arm feels alive again. Why?
Just back to being healthy. Last year was frustrating for me, just not feeling 100% like myself. So I'm glad to get back out there and feeling good.
Rob Thompson told us you are the nicest kid, but when you get on the mound, that's the only time you're not nice. What goes into that bulldog mentality for you?
I just think for me it's a mentality. I'm not the most confrontational or outspoken guy, but when I get on the mound, it's just the mentality. I put on my glasses and I become a different person. So for me, that helps me out.
Let's talk about those strikeouts. $1,900 now to the Boys and Girls Club of Philadelphia because of your foundation, donating $100 per strikeout. What does that mean to you to start the season off writing such a big check to them?
We hope to keep it growing. We hope to get more people, donating with me. So I'm just doing anything I can, trying to give back to the community, in a positive way while, using my job as a fountain for that.
Jesus, your parents are also here. They are a huge part of your foundation. They don't miss a single start. What does that support from them mean to you?
Yeah, it means the world to me. Just always having them there. They're always, at every start, like you said. They don't miss a beat, and in the good and in the bad, in the frustrating times and in the good times, they're there. So they're a rock for me, and I couldn't do it without them. I couldn't pitch without them, couldn't run the foundation without them. So I'm very appreciative for them, and I love them for that.
Last thing for you, how much fun was this atmosphere tonight? I mean, it's April, but it kind of feels like October.
Yeah, obviously going up against a great club, a lot of talent over there, and they're off to a great start, and so are we. So it was nice to see the fans do this and come out with that energy for us, which it's awesome to be a part of.
Congratulations. We appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Guys, let's send it back to you.
27-year-old Jesus Luzardo in the prime of his career and maybe peaking at the right time for the Philadelphia Phillies as we welcome you back inside the booth here. What a game that was between these two teams and for Jesus Luzardo.
Yeah, for Phillies fans, this is now the second start that Luzardo's pitched for you, and now you're seeing why the Phillies were willing to trade so much young capital to acquire him. You also have one more year of control and seeing his stuff. This is a great Dodger lineup, but Luzardo overpowered them. We're talking 19 punch-outs in the first 2 games, the sweeping slider, the heavy fastball. All of this really matters when you think about frontline starters. StatCast is powered by Google Cloud tonight. 8 punch-outs, 3 on the slider, 3 on the changeup. He goes back to his Johan Santana days. The 4-seam and a sweeping slider. Didn't get as many swing and miss from the sweeper tonight as we have seen in the years past, but it is a growing pitch for him. I'm impressed by Luzardo for a team without Ranger Suarez, who is an all-star, one of their better pitchers. He's dealing with a back issue. To have Luzardo in that spot where, Phillies feel pretty strong with the rotation.
I was going to say 1 through 5. That might be the best in the National League, given the injuries to the Dodgers pitching staff right now. Speaking of this Dodgers team, 1 loss out of 162. I know Dave Roberts was joking the other day that, like, I'll take the under on whether we're going to go unbeaten, 162-0. This was an interesting run to start the season. Everything seemed to go right. They had 6 comeback wins. They do have some things to sort through pitching-wise, but what are you thinking about with this Dodgers team the first couple weeks?
I mean, they're a juggernaut. They're a machine, and tonight they basically ran themselves out of opportunities to add on. They had a pickoff with Pages. You saw Shohei Ohtani get tossed out, and then the way the game ended with Chris Taylor. Watching this group, though, you down, you know that. Dodgers are in a good spot. They're going to win a lot of baseball games.
They are going to win a lot of games. Hey, Padres off to a good start. Giants off to a good start as well. So next week, we've got Minnesota, a team that is dealing with an injury to one of their top players. We've got a doubleheader, as we always do here on Apple TV+, but it should be a lot of fun to head out to Minneapolis to see this Tigers team, a young up-and-coming club, take on the Twins, or the Reds and the Pirates. You can choose the game that you want to watch. Our coverage starts at 6 p.m. Eastern next week on Apple TV+. For other scores, highlights, and the latest news from around baseball, check out the Sports tab in the Apple News app. Special thanks to our terrific edit team, Andrew Batty and Jason Seacamp, doing a wonderful job this week. For Ryan Spielbergs, Trisha Whitaker, and our entire crew, this is Alex Faust. We thank you for watching Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV+. We'll see you next week in Minneapolis. Have a great night, everyone.